Hello. What's up, Jesse? What's up, KJ? You at the beach? Yo, get down on it. Fantastic. Live your life, young man. Live your life. Live your life. I'm gonna use a mask. Let me grab one quite right quick. See if I can find something to cut into this thing. I fixed my wallet today. Isn't it nice? Love this thing. Just got home from snowboarding. Man, you are living the life, bro. You are living a life. You scoring. You scoring all day there, ain't you? All right, let me hit this. I'm gonna put this. So it's gonna kill the sound for a sec. And we should be back live. So y'all let me know if I'm not. Well, I guess if you hear this, you wouldn't. Anyway. Either way, good to see y'all. Hey, Fede, what's up? Good to see you. Daps, 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 and pounds to you. Yeah, so just got it started. Started sanding it down, realized I hadn't shown you guys any of it yet. So just a big old chunk of oak I already had, and then I went ahead, tapped it in, and already, the difference is going to be amazing. But I'm going to keep tapering that, and then I'm going to narrow that back down to slender towards the end. I don't need that much girth down there. So I'm thinking we might slide into some spoke shavery today. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of a spoke shavery. I feel like I can probably just put a clamp straight on this thing, no big deal. I don't want to put too much pressure on that though. But in your absence, I had already begun to set the stage. Let me put that on this side. That way when I turn it and it locks in, I do know and I am aware that I will probably need to go ahead and bite the bullet and get me another clamp. I mean another I'm talking about, vise. But we're gonna make do until we do. See if y'all can see. Okay. If we got room to work, we might not. Oh, wait, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad though. And you can see it already. Let me see if you can see. This seems to be good for just knocking off some material. I kind of like that that's turning now. I don't know what happened. Sorry. Not too bad. Let's see where we're at so far. So far, we're semi-symmetrical. We gotta get some more off of there. And we still mad thick. So, I wonder if we could use maybe a knife or two. Did we sharpen with them the other day? Doesn't appear we did. This one cuts like shh. And I think I will have to fade away to another tool. Yes, another tool. This one here is barely performing at all. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yikes, I gotta get my hand protected. That curved blade is not to be trifled with. On God. Ten minutes ago, somebody literally commented, "Oh, you didn't heat treat that knife, and you didn't temper the blade. It's not gonna hold an edge." I did that video 3 weeks ago. Haven't sharpened it since. Cutting oak right now. Slicing white oak right now. Holds a wondrous edge. All right. I think we all know what I'm waiting on. I think we all know where I'm eventually going to go with this piece of wood. All right. So what I did was take the epoxy, I wrapped some tape around there and just let it float. And I poured some epoxy in that. I let it dry up. And then while the epoxy and before it was setting, I took some of that magic teal dust, sawdust that I had from that other knife build, and I put it in that epoxy. So when it's all done, we'll shine it up and see if it looks like something. Oh man, what happened? Annie? Let's see. I might have missed something in the chat. Going through my father's woodworking stuff at the moment, Wes. He passed last year. I'm sorry to hear that. He was an avid woodworker, built a timber house, and after a big stroke, continued exquisite work for 20 years, keen to learn. Right on. Wow. That's amazing. As Fetty said, I'm certain he'll be happy to know that. And I'm sure you'll feel some connectivity to him when you get started. Larry Hahn is a goat. Okay. I'll take your word on it. Don't know who that is. 97 Muskie. What's up, Muskie? All right. Let's get some stuff out of our way. Flip some damn switches around this thing. And I'm free, free for I'm free for I like it. And 14 of y'all out of the 145 in there like it. So thank you for the likes. Appreciate you. We're getting there. We're getting there like Times Square. Uh-oh. We're getting there like Fred Astaire doing a dance on the top of the stairs. I don't know what that meant. But we got a tool shaping up though. Tell you that much. Right now I am pretty happy with the overall shape, fit, feel, all that stuff. Feels better than this. Feels better than this. Feels less dinky. So I'm gonna go ahead and start some sanding on it. We'll start knocking it down here from the traditional 80 grit, which is just a good place to start, particularly coming off of that 60 grit wheel over there. So that might be 80. Let's jump into the 120 then. Let's go. See how it does. I want that 80. I want the 80. Not gonna short the cuts right now. Let's see what Tim is talking about. Let's see if he makes any sense at all. He was in my chat talking trash earlier. I mean in the what you call it. Let's see. That is so unsafe. Thanks. Thanks so much, idiot. You've given us so much useful information. They already know you're a hater, Holmes. Nobody's listening to you. And they already know I know what I'm doing. So you're just gonna be a little gray voice in the crowd. What up, Joe Mama? How you doing, man? I was getting heckled, unbeknownst to me. It's hard for me to hear those little voices. You know what I'm saying? The light's not adding up. You know, it's all good. It's a leisurely time of day. Maybe people are laying in the bed watching this. Don't want to move another finger. I get it. What's hilarious is Tim, with all the M's, he needed to say something. He didn't say nothing worth a damn, but he said something with them little typey fingers. You can look on my shorts. He was trying to troll me in the shorts too. But then he tried to spam me. He tried to spam me. And I had to get rid of him. And now he's over there getting hot and bothered all over again. You got the scope on Tim with all the M's. That's the only one. Don't get yourself sent to the block party, Timothy. Timmy. 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 I've never understood people that watch something in order to be mad at it. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't even watch the news for that reason. I barely watch the news because I get mad at it. And then I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself for events that you can't change? You know what I'm saying? Bad for your mental health. Bad for your mental health to absorb empathy for things you can't do anything about. Like Timmy over there. You're gonna hurt. You're being unsafe. To who, Tim? To whom? To me? To me? You're telling me you care about me? You trying to protect me with your keyboard? No, you just want to hate. And then you're like, oh, he didn't get hurt. Daggone it. It's all good, Tim. You tell that pet iguana you got that you told me off and I cried on the internet. I mean, iguana can't look it up, fact check it, you know what I'm saying? Might as well be a hero in your own home. John Parham and my guy, a honey's handmade, Big Steve. Glad to see y'all in here. Mo is Wesley? What? Haven't watched TV in over 20 years. Wow. Me too. Well, called Netflix, Tubi. You know, haven't watched like regular folks TV, network TV. But yo, me and the wife will do a Bridgerton marathon on y'all. Trying to tell you. Two things I like is a good fight and a good accent. Y'all get a chance, check out my honey's handmade 1077 does some real cool stuff over there. You want to take a second and click on his link. If you want to put your link up there, bud, I would love that. Trying to spread this joy, spread this love. If anybody else has a channel who's around here doing the woodworking, feel free. Let me know. I'll mod you so you can post your stuff. You can always post your stuff over here. We all trying to do something with ourselves. There's enough food for everybody. Oh man, no problem at all. I'm glad you're in the chat. This 80 grit is taking out the last of the gouges that I made with the, I made some pretty deep gouges with the spoke shave here. So this 80 grit is pulling it back out. I just don't, you can look at that pattern on there, on that oak. It's just so much better uninterrupted by those little scratches, right? So like my man Jay Smith say, we're going to get it the funk up out of here. I made a jig last week that I saw to kind of sharpen it. I would love to see how you sharpen a spoon carving knife. Oh, I did a short on that. I did a short on how I sharpen mine. And I do it with a sponge and wet dry sandpaper. I don't typically have dowels this size around, which is also a very quick way to do. You build your jig, but that dowel's got to be just right, I think. Sponge just kind of conforms to the shape you stuff it in. So you just wrap it around the sponge, squeeze the sponge, and then it'll just, much like this thing, it'll just squeeze into the shape, you know? But I'd love to see your jig. Did you post it yet? Let us know. We'll go check it out. Lightning bug. Please don't bug. Don't make the bug you. Double tap, please. I promise you, you would never swat this bug away. Never swat that bug away. Now, some of y'all probably go take your light back if you thought it would bring her over. And one of those lovely accents. Lovely. I'm almost through this scratch, y'all, but I gotta do it this way because otherwise you end up making another gouge. So you gotta take long passes across it so that you're also cutting down the neighboring fibers and not making a visible groove, hump, pit, divot. Etc., etc., etc. It's starting to feel like a little bit of a workout, I'm telling you. I was in we'd be in wrestling practice. We had to do something particularly laborious. And we would sing in unison, the whole team. I've been working on the railroad all my long day. Hey, hey, hey. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Hey, can't live with long man. Rise up so early in the morning. Can't see something, something, something. Don't know the words anymore. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Drumming on the old banjo. Hey, C5 fiddle-yo, C5 fiddle-yo, C5 fiddle-yo, C5 fiddle-yo. Then that's when it was time to go. The workout was over. Unfortunately for me, it's not over. But we're getting real, real close. Getting real, real close. Such a sweetheart with all your swearing, huh? Steve says I took a sharpening stick and tried to follow the bevel. Huh. Well, let's see what it looks like. I would love to check that out. There's a link to the live stream where you built the sharpening jig. We appreciate some feedback. Right on. Uh-oh. If somebody comes back with some info, you'll have some new intel, bud. This epoxy bands so differently. So very differently than this oak. Oh, almost gone. Well, they say that swearing is a sign of intelligence, of, a, of an advanced emotional system. So, you, me, and a couple of plumbers of mine, we smart, real damn smart. I can do this without catching my forearm on that hook. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Boom, boom. I really got to start thinking about maybe some inlays or something. Just some cool little signature things. Start my branding process, you know? All right, let's spray the air on this thing. See if any of these imperfections hide. Not bad. What I can say is, as far as holding this, it feels so much better. So much better. Weird thing is, now I want one that goes that way. Because that would be a good thing too. But this feels better. Gotta make sure I keep it sharp. Get it nice and sharp. Lions told me I can cut this little part off though. Doesn't really do anything. So we are getting close to being, it's gonna be the smoothest thing I ever did say. Right back to the funkadelic again. Can't help it. I am sanding the heebie-jeebies out of this thing, but here's the thing, right? I'm only gonna sand it this one night, but I'm gonna grab it 1,000 times, at least thousands of times. I'm gonna be using this tool, so worth investing in the comfort and the ergonomics of it. It's even worth investing in the little things like these scratches I'm taking out just because they'll bug me later. I don't want to be disturbed by this every time I use it. I want to think to myself, did a good job on that one, Wes. Thanks, bud. You know, you didn't get a chance. Smoke did a premiere video tonight. It was like a live, but it was a recorded video, and he sat in the chat with us, and it was cool. So it's still up. So he souped up an RC car and made it like super crazy fast. Smart dude, that Smoke. He's smart and fun. Don't you look at me like that. Don't you look at me like that. You know what I'm doing. What's going on, Chris? I'm all right. How are you? What's up, Arthur? You're sanding down the some grit, our handle that we just made for our spoon knife. And right now we are exercising some patience and observing gradual perfection, or gradual better than a little bit later. That's it. Gradually a little bit better than before. Look at that. It'll be the title of my memoirs. Smokey and the Bandit. That car was cool. I like that Smoke. I really, really do. I really, really do. Some people just are my kind of people. Now we're doing the 120 grit, as I traditionally do. I don't skip the stages when I'm sanding stuff, typically. Unless there's a really different variable involved somewhere. I can't tell you how convenient this little hole in my desk is for this. So good. So good. Happy accidents, my friends. I wish plenty for you. Like my YouTube experience, I did not expect to be a social experience. I did not expect to meet people. And now I come into my chat and there's faces that are there that I'm always, always grateful to see. And by faces, I mean your names typed across the screen. I don't know, man. Stuff be meaning stuff to me. Maybe I'm getting sappy in my old age. Turning into some kind of wuss. All right. That's the 120. Go ahead and put that dub 0 on it. In the same way, Wes, I had no idea about the community that existed on YouTube. Yeah, it's wild. And the community that you're able to build. Um, because I've seen plenty of YouTube videos and watched plenty and never made friends with nobody in the chat, nobody in the comment section. And then I got on here, so many people, so many cool people in my chat. And that community thing where they let you other people post photos and stuff. So good. That was such a good idea for them to do that. YouTube, I mean. Let you put a cat face to the name, you know what I'm saying? Do, 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 do. How long have I been on YouTube? 1 year as of this past December. So a year and a month, a year and 2 months. Yeah. Somewhere around 14 months. Yep. It's absolutely amazing to find the communities. Ain't that something, Bug? And you find them everywhere. Like I remember when I was in, I think I was in Mike is Making Stuff's chat, and he was talking about you should go check out Lions to everybody in his chat, and I was like, the UK, they're not going to be on the same time as us. They're not going to want to bother with us. I was completely wrong. Completely wrong. So many great channels. So many good artists developing their various crafts, sharing them with each other. at whatever stage they're at. Oh, like I need that, right? Because I can build little stuff like this with everybody having the full understanding that this is not going to be blow your mind breathtaking because I'm learning. And yet I still get this incredible encouragement as I'm learning. Really nice. I'm sanding down the handle that I just made uh, for this hook knife that I'm holding in my hand. It had this was a previous handle, a little cheapy. Worked fine, didn't work great. I have high hopes. And this is a little more stylish, and that's important to me as well. Judge away. I also made this handle for this. A lot of times it's the upgrade in the tool is just in the ergonomics, handles, things like that. I'm gonna put some 400 grit on this just because this is super hard wood and it can handle it, and it'll help me with that epoxy. Because that epoxy is going to want to get super sanded. All right, we got some 320 right here. This will be fine. Let me just wrap it on that. Yes, Bug, it will be much more ergonomic for me to use with this handle, I think. Certainly feels that way at this point. Now, I have heard guys who, when they cut their handles, they carve them rather than sand them to a smooth finish, just for the additional grip of the carved. So be mindful of that. You may want to consider that if you're going to make your own handles. I am much more into this soft, silky feel. And it doesn't seem to bother me too much. All right, since this is a 320, we're going to bump up again, but not necessarily on the handle, but just on the rim up there at the top, to make sure we get that epoxy as flat as we can, because I have never gotten epoxy shiny before, so who knows if I'm going to be able to pull it off now. Tell you what though, this handle is starting to feel like glass. And it's still dust coming off it, so we're not burnishing it yet, which is good. That's not what I want to do. All right. What we got? Let's go up to something just a wee higher just to get that. You're just going to get that. I don't know what this grid is. That's a 400. Beyond that, that's a 2000. Don't want that yet. $1,500. I think we need an 8. Yeah, I think we need something like 800. Yeah, this will do. And we're going to wet this one. A little schmutz. Not bad. Let's jump into some 12 hundo. Some more liquid. All right. The 1500. Oh, that's 12. Bump up to the 15. Oh! Drop that thing every day. Don't know what I'm doing with epoxy. So I'm going to do the best that I'm aware of. Now, up to that 2000. I'm going to just keep going up till we run out of sandpaper. I think I stop at 4,000. I don't know. I'm at 2 right now. So then we'll be 3,000 next. Then we'll be 4,000. Then we'll have to reevaluate. Maybe put some polish on it. I don't know. Don't work with epoxy. $3,000. Keep working my way up to those polishing grits. All right. See if we got a 4,000 in here. Okay, we can call it a 3. Now, dry it up a little bit. Get all the sandy bits off of it. Because this oak just soaks it up and looks crazy. But we can sand that right off as soon as this dries up even a little bit. And then we'll look to see. It's kind of a but it's sort of grippy soft, like it's like a hard rubber. So that'll be good. That'll be good. And then just real quick, because I'm so impatient, I'm going to sand out around this edge. Just because I can't stand it looking bad for that long. My wife's sneezing upstairs. All right. I really should wait for that to dry and hit it again. But I'm a little bit insane. You can even use two hands if you want with that one. Yeah, that's a good thing to mention. The high-end carving gauges have edges that can get a better grip instead of being completely round. Yeah. This is my understanding, mate. But this feels super. I don't remember if it's sharp. I haven't used it in a while. Let's see. Decent. Well, if I were being particular about not fighting the grain, I guess it does even better. But could use a sharp. And I got sandpaper. So why not do it? Bam, 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 bam. Please, baby, baby, please. I remember that. I think what we're gonna do is I'll do a quick sharp. Quick sharp. Just because I just talked about it. If I can find my sponge. But if I can, I'll show you how easy this can be. Take this thing right here. Wrap it right around it. Wrap it right around it. No big deal. Look how it fits. This, of course, is wet dry stuff. So we like it to be that, but just an old rag. Some water. All of a sudden, that works so surprisingly good, I can't even tell you. Doesn't look like it would. Bro, use a machine. Bro, use a machine. Bro, use a machine. That's not really instruction, is it? What machine? What machine do you use? Because I don't know hardly anybody that sharpens a spoon with a machine. So, you tell me what machine you're talking about, champ. That is a 2000 grit there. And I've got my strap somewhere around here. There it is. Can't tell if this guy ever said another word. No, he was just a drive-by troll. He wasn't committed. He wasn't committed. Bro, it was a machine. Dude, I totally told that dude. Got on the internet, right? He's like, oh, not using the machine. Then I was like, get this. Then I was like, first I called him bro. I was like, bro, to establish familiarity, right? And then I go, use a machine. Oh my God. Blew everybody's mind, dude. Yeah, you should have seen how many LOLs in the chat when I said that. Like you should have seen. I didn't see. I mean, I left. I left immediately after, but I imagine that I'm gonna get some sort of award in the mail from YouTube about that one. Let that guy have it. He's a total tool, bro. Total tool, bro. He's a machine, dude. What is this, like woodworking? Look at that now. Look at that now. Get Rob in here to start singing How You Like Me Now. He loves singing that song. Wonderful. Wonderful. And I didn't have to use the machine. Hey, Wes, how'd the wallet turn out? Ha ha. Magnifico, amigo. Beautiful leather stitching across the inside. Seams gently pulled together. I have returned all of my belongings to it. A few stitches were necessary to hold the card holders in place, but they seem to held up fine at this point. The leather roping that I used around the perimeters, stronger than the original, powerful. To make something like this, a work of art that I can put in my bottom. I was so happy about it. So thank you for asking me about that, Nick. I needed it. Puss in Boots voice. Oh, yeah. Nothing gets him going like a Banderas. Would be a cat dad with the Puss in Boots voice, right? So look, I think I'm going to just have to let this dry up a little bit so I can sand it once again, because you see all of that dark water from the sanding that got in there from the uppers. So I'm going to hit that again with that thing and just work my way back up the sanding scale. And I don't want to bore y'all to death with that, but I'm going to do it. I know I'm going to do it. But I don't know if you get anything from it. So you need to get out of here. I respect it. I won't take it as an insult. I will just bid you a good day. But if you are going to hang around, we're going to get this thing all the way to the boiled linseed oil stage, and that means shiny. And we'll get right into it right now. Fortunately, we only have to really focus on this top half. Should have put some dye on it. I'm not saying that like I can't still put dye on it. I think I'm going to put some dye on it. Kind of like the idea, softening these edges. Let some dye soak into that wood. And maybe get something freaking cool. I do like cool stuff, I must admit. Cool things intrigue me. Ugh, scuffed my grit. Yes, my grits. Okay, I'll put that right there so it don't get wet again. I'm gonna get some dye. Epoxy resin colorant. Why not just drop some purple on there? And why not just squeeze purple on there? Has the purple ever opened before? No. Unpenetrated paper. Not anymore, baby. Not anymore. So I'm gonna do this a little recklessly, to be frank. I am gonna put it right on that edge, let it drip down. I'm gonna just rotate this, trusting that it won't really soak into the epoxy and do anything there, but should soak into that wood and wick into it, so to speak. And if I get enough on it to do that, I'm gonna just let it run down that stem like so. And I might even be the type of guy to like add more to it as I go and encourage the cascade, the liquid there. Already I like what's happening. Nick says, looks great. Watching you inspires me to work on my own projects. That's fantastic. That's like one of the best things somebody could say to me. I appreciate that, Nick. Purple's my favorite color, says Bug. Fantastic. Love that too. Looking good. Thanks, Steve. Now I'm gonna run over here, see if I got a brush. I do. Ooh. Don't want to drop this or lose control of my cascading purple. And then we're just gonna get a little bit of that on the brush and just gonna help out a little bit. A little bit. More purple. Now, let that run. Where's the... I was looking for the brush that's in my mouth. And now we're just going to soften this runt. And it's starting to go into that grain and give us our grain back. We are grateful for. I'm just going to pull that right on down. You may end up painting this whole thing this way. Darker at the top for sure, but do not mind this. I don't typically stain and dye very much. Times like this, I'm reminded of the potentialities. This, because this is nice to me. I like what this is doing. I like what it's doing. Enough. Let me see. Put that there. Dang it. Come on. More cascading. Indeed. I don't want to lose that effect of fading. I don't. And I am going to come back up from the bottom with some more sanding. Just to soften that, I want a gradual fade now. All right, sit that there. Maybe I should put my initials on it. Maybe. Got this weird thing about signing artwork. But I should. Or when you do it this way, that you leave it wet enough to still fall a little bit on its own. That'll be a little bit of the process. Just cleaning some of it off the epoxy itself. I do want that distinction available visually. Maybe I should have taped it off there, huh? Still feels so smooth. Thing is looking real 1995-ish. The color scheme. Which I like. Where that 220 at, boy? Kind of funky. Kind of funky. Starting to get kind of a tie-dye vibe up around that collar. Ooh, that's looking better. That looks good. Good. Hey, brown sugar. Hey, Gage. Lovely wood grain. Thank you, Bug. Anyway, I'm heading to bed, took a shower, and let the dogs out, and I'm tired as heck, mate. Snowboarding killed my energy. Yeah, but what a story, right? What a day. What a day. I'm glad you had such a good day, Gage. I am. Pretty amazing. while those pores and those grains are opened up in that wood, now is when you can get them to soak in. But you want them to just soak and fall relatively evenly. That part is a little harder to predict. There is a part and a point where you got to stop and just let it soak, saturate color in there. And I don't know if you can see this quite as good as I can see this, but looks a little weird and funky on the camera, but in real life, this just looks like purple oak, and I love it. Brown sugar. Giving me some purple hearts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the 46 likes, y'all. I appreciate that, everybody. Good stuff. Good stuff. I am growing happy with this. Oh, oh, dark to light. Heavy contrast, the same colors. No distinctive division. I think I will go ahead. I dropped it. I dropped it. Didn't spill a drop. All right, you guys. I think that might be the end of that for tonight. That's sort of a gradual thing going. I'll see how that dries. I'll try to clean it up a little bit more, or I'll put some finish on it, and then I'll film a short for it tomorrow morning, and I'll see y'all then. And I do thank you for hanging out with me. Got a little more cleaning up to do around this edge, this rim, once this all dries up. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for an hour and 45 minutes. That was very sweet. Any of y'all that came through, I appreciate you. Thanks for falling through. Homie John Parham came through, hung out for quite a while. Bug has been here for a minute. Brown Sugar came through. Gage, I appreciate you. Man, every one of y'all that came and hung out. Steve, great to have you here, as always. John Parham. And I'm going to see y'all later. West Desert. I think we made some improvements. I think we did.